What's up, everyone? I'm John Laird from 101X Homegrown. I'm joined by Curtis from the Bright Light Social Hour. Curtis, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm moving today, so I've just been hauling around mattresses and furniture. Uh, so this is actually a nice break for me.
I'm generally happy to help any friend do anything but move.
Yeah.
I will never ask anyone to help me move so that they'll never ask me to help them move. That's my general
Well,
life, like main life rule is just do
good
as little
policy.
moving as possible.
If you move once, you'll move forever.
Yeah, there you go. Just don't ever do it again. That's the way to do it. Well, anyways, like I said earlier, thank you for joining me on this virtual Homegrown live. How's your quarantine been? We're now 6 months into
Yeah.
this, which is just insane. Are you staying busy? Okay.
I'm not staying busy. It, like I, a bit, like about half of what I do is perform live during a year. 100 to 150 days out of my year is touring around the continental United States and Canada and playing shows. So I have a huge emptiness in sort of everyday existence. But it could be much worse. Like I live out in Wimberley and I'm in an RV while like a house that I'm having with building with my family is being built. So it's a beautiful location to be kind of settled down for a while, but I miss performing a great deal.
Yeah, sure. Have you picked up any new hobbies or anything since you're not able to be on the road, or are you just trying to work and record, write, that kind of thing?
Definitely gardening and cooking a lot more. Uh,
Yeah.
and, and I still meet with the bands. We're all kind of get right. We regularly get tested for COVID and kind of have like a family pod because we share a lot of. I mean, Jack and I have been in a band together for 16 years, so we're basically all family. And so we'll still meet like twice a week at our studio and record like live sessions and kind of keep writing and keep doing stuff.
Yeah, keep the wheels rolling a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah, I think I've had like a sous vide set up for a long while now, and then this quarantine hit, and now I sous vide like 2 or 3 times a week. Before it was like steaks, or now it's like,
Right.
what do you have? Let me toss it in the bath. It's like experimentation time to the max for sure
What's your
right now.
favorite thing to sous vide?
Pork tenderloin is amazing in the sous vide. It comes out like like you just set the knife on it and it just slides right through. It's incredible. Highly recommend pork tenderloin. 130, 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. Knife goes right through. It's amazing. That's
Uh,
a cooking tip for this virtual homegrown live. So speaking of, let's talk Bright Light Social Hour. You guys just put out an album, Jude Volume 2. It's awesome. I love it. It's like this really cool. It's like psychedelic pop. I don't know, all the songs on it are just really fantastic. I've spun a bunch of them in Homegrown, since you guys kind of started putting out singles. But
yeah.
uh, tell me about the record.
Well, Jude Volume 2 is the second collection of songs from a whole set of studio sessions that we did in 2017, late 2017, early 2018, with producer Chris Cody, who mixed our previous record, Space is Still the Place. Ever since we mixed that record with him, we like really connected and just loved his sonic aesthetic and his vibe, and he's also just really nice to work with. And so we went out to California to work at Sunset Sound in LA. He'd been kind of working there as an engineer and producer. And we spent 2 1-month long chunks just recording 15 or 16 songs. And we spent some time kind of shopping it around to record labels and trying to figure out how to release it. Most of the songs on the record are a lot to do with um, our former manager and Jack's brother Alex passing in 2015, taking his own life. And so the record as a whole was pretty heavy.
Right.
And we ended up just kind of breaking it into volumes because we could kind of arrange it to have a little bit more of like a storyline, like light to dark to light, so we had a chance to kind of mess with the sequence to kind of get it emotionally right. So volume 2 kind of completes the whole thing.
Nice. So no volume 3 then for this particular set of songs?
No, Jude's it. Yeah.
I
We
mean,
have this
obviously,
idea at some point that we may do where our producer has like a sequence that he put together also. So at some point we may do like a producer's cut or something.
oh,
But
cool.
it
Yeah.
won't be like new song.
I know, I guess it's a little cheese ball, but I've actually enjoyed all the little like Taylor Swift's resequencing of that she does the little mini versions of like folklore where she
Yeah.
like groups together some songs that she thought really paired well together. I don't know. I just think that stuff is interesting when you kind of take a
Yeah.
step back from something and go, well, actually, this is how I kind of saw it initially, because once you get all the
Right.
shit in the kitchen, it's like things just change. But it's cool to go back and to see that stuff. So let me know if that happens. I want to hear it.
Yeah. We really love sequencing actually. Like I'll kind of resequence even some of my favorite records for fun. Like I just made a playlist that I liked this summer where I took out all of the home recordings from Fleetwood Mac Tusk. There's like
cool.
there's all these beautiful like full band ensemble things, and then there's Lindsey Buckingham's home demos. And truly, I like it all, but it's kind of better like edited into two. So I was like obsessed with the more female driven Lindsey Buckingham Les Tusk.
Nice.
I recommend it to him.
Did you see the Richard Linklater movie Boyhood?
Yeah.
Remember in that Ethan Hawke has the Black album that's all of the like dark, moody Beatles songs that he like made himself. I always thought that was like the coolest part of that movie.
Right. I would for sure listen to that album.
Yeah, probably more than I would the White Album, and the White Album's my favorite Beatles album. So
Yeah. Same actually.
So, outside of I guess kind of Bright Light Social Hour, just real quick, you had a solo album not all that long ago. Is that anything you kind of have, looking to do again at some point?
Yeah, for sure. I've been writing and recording. We have a recording set up with Bright Light, and then a little project studio thing at home. So I kind of like taking my own like home time to work on my stuff, just because it feels like it's a different vibe. It's just it puts me in a different like emotional space. So I've been living in this RV for like a year and a half while that like I've built a house, and it's really impossible. Well, it's not impossible. It's just very difficult to have high quality recordings in the RV. It's like a noisy, weird space. I'll teach guitar lessons and play around in here and stuff, but like I'll be really getting back to the work on the record soon, and probably have some. Yes, yeah, like there's gonna be more music.
Nice. You ready to get out of that RV? Are you done?
I've loved it truly, but I am ready for like a shower that I don't feel like a hobbit in. I have to like change all the tanks, and like get water from the barn and do all these. I have like daily chores just to sustain life that are like a little over the top. So I'm ready for a simpler existence.
You're rustic. And once this all wraps, people are going to be like, how'd you ride out the quarantine? And you're going to be like, RV, I pump my own water. And they're going to think you went the most extreme version, but you were really just waiting for a house to be built.
Really, yeah, it is like an end of the world scenario, but so it's comforting in some ways. But
nice. So what is kind of the rest of 2020 look like for the Bright Light Social Hour? Is it just kind of album promo, doing stuff like this? Are you guys going to try to do, some live streams, like, kind of what's on the docket?
We tried a live stream about a month ago at the Oven in Austin, and that was like our first experience with that. And it was live streams, like it doesn't feel a lot like a concert to me. It's like a bit more like being in a recording studio, which we all love, of course, but it misses that kind of like person-to-person energy that is, as it turns out, is a huge part of live music. So, we're still kind of experimenting to find the things that we feel like resonate with us the most. Like we've been doing these in-studio video sessions from our studio Escondido Sound and just posting them on Instagram and YouTube, and we'll do one for every song of Jude Volume 2. We're about halfway done with releasing them, and we just kind of finished the other half. So we'll keep releasing those and probably just kind of start another record. I think just
Why
I think
not?
we'll be like done making promotional things for the record, and we'll probably just change energies to creating new stuff.
Nice, which is great. I mean, I know you
Yeah.
guys, as you said, it took some time to kind of get these 2 volumes emotionally right. You guys had some pretty heavy stuff happen, but I mean, there was that kind
Yeah.
of almost a pretty long stretch there between albums. So, you know, does it at least feel good though to just kind of be in that, you know, that kind of churn mode a little bit? I guess it's more of kind of
Yeah.
a routine and like a rhythm there to it.
Absolutely. This record release felt really good for all of us. You know, it felt nice to do something during COVID, like keep active. And it's our 4th full-length album, and it's 10 years from the first one. And so we feel like, oh, we have like a discography now. It's like
Right.
there's a little family of albums that we're all like.
Coming to with like nice round numbers, like you said, 10 years, 4. It's like, you know, you look at it now and you're like, hey, we've actually been doing this and doing it pretty well for a while.
Which is in itself then like a little bit of an extra inspiration, because like Jack and I are probably more excited than ever than to just start writing more music.
Nice. Well, that's great. Well, let's hear something from Jude Volume 2. What are you looking at playing?
I'm going to play this song, Revolution Thom. It's the last song on Jude Volume 2. And I grew up in Round Rock and went to Round Rock High School in the late 90s. And there was a fun scene of bands, like ska bands, metal bands, punk bands, that would play at the Duck Pond, which is like a park near the high school. So the song is like kind of a mixture of all my friends and bands that I was in that like high school in that time.
Nice. That's awesome.
Stuck in this place, watch time go by, sing along to grace and try to sing that high. Let's start another band and make this one tight. I see, yeah, no end in sight for us. Try bending away, drink a cherry and lime. Brand new amp can't wait, turn it up to 9. Slow down just a touch so we can play in time. I got a show in 3 days to the Haunted Line. We were there smoking weed in the van, front seat, big ideas, no reach. What's to come, anything? Don't wait for revolution, Tom. Don't wait for revolution. Work at HEB, on wait part-time. CDs in the parking lot, suburban crime. Tonight, I can't wait, I practice full-time. First car, it should pay, yeah, it's alright for us. We were there, smoking weed in the van, front seat, big ideas, no reach. What's to come, anything? Don't wait for revolution. revolution, Thom. Don't wait for revolution. Still here, out of weed, in the van, never free. Big ideas don't reach what's to come, anything. Don't wait for revolution, Thom. Don't wait for revolution. Don't wait for revolution, Thom. Don't wait for revolution.
That's one of the few shows I've been to this whole time. That's also my favorite song on the album, by the way.
Awesome. Thank you.
I plotted out the show for this weekend, and that was the song I was going to use to promo this little interview and stuff. So I'm just going to leave that in and be like, tune in for a special acoustic version.
Perfect. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Curtis, thanks for joining me for this chat, man. I really appreciate it. Hope
Same.
you're well. Hope your house construction continues to go well so you can get out of that RV.
Yeah.
And for anyone watching, the Bright Light Social Hour's new album, Jude Volume 2, is out now. It's so good. Again, it's like just a really cool, like, psych pop album. It's just great. I highly recommend it. It's great in headphones. Great, just really loud. There's that. Anything else, Curtis?
That's it. That's the thing to do right now. Go find Jude Volume 2. We're TBLSH on Instagram and Twitter. And we'll be putting out more of these live session videos, so keep an eye on us.
Great. And if you need anything from me, 101x.com, and keep an eye out for more virtual homegrown lives. Even you think all this time into this, I'd know how to say virtual very smoothly, but I guess not. So that's it. Again, I'm John Laird, and this is a virtual homegrown live. Have a great day.